things you can get away with in this world, and there are things you can't.
Galen said it's been here a while. He thinks the last flood did it. There it is.
Who else knows about this?
Just me and Galen.
I wrote Mud the same summer I wrote Take Shelter. So I think both of these films are expressions of who I am. You know, they're just different parts of my personality. But really, you know, I never want to be a director that demands that my style be put onto a story. I want the story to tell me what kind of director to be. And I feel like this is a film about adolescence and youth. And so, unlike Take Shelter, where it's a film about a middle-aged guy with the weight of the world on his shoulders, 14-year-old boys don't have that weight. They have problems, but they don't have that heaviness to them.
Man.
Nick.
Dude, look at that bed. You gotta see this.
Nick.
What?
Someone's here.
What?
Someone's living here.
It was important to catch these boys in the cusp of adolescence. It's what made casting so important. But yeah, I remember it. You know, it's where you're playing with G.I. Joe figures on the floor and you're looking at girls, and it's hard to reconcile those two things. But that's why the film actually starts with the close-ups of all of these kind of childhood items on his wall. You know, because we know by the end he won't be focused on those things.
Now, Ty Sheridan and Jacob Laughlin, who played the two kids that befriend the fugitive Mud, extraordinary performances by them both. How hard was it to find them, and did you know straight away they were the ones?
I certainly knew right away that these were the guys. And the universe just kind of set them in my lap, to be honest. Ty more so than Jacob. Ty, who plays Ellis, was in The Tree of Life, and my producer Sarah Green produced that film. And she just said, you got to meet Ty. And I talked to Jessica Chastain about him, and she was like, he's the best. And the fact that when I met him, you know, he looked exactly like the boy I'd written, down to the fact that he had brown hair. And the same goes for Jacob, who played Neckbone. We put an ad in the paper that described the character. And his mother read it and just said, well, that sounds like Jacob. And she was right. You know, I met him, and he was perfect. And I got the two boys in a room together. They immediately had, I guess chemistry is what they call it. They just got along.
Y'all don't need to be afraid of me. I got two ways to protect myself out here. This shirt and this pistol. And there are fierce powers at work in the world, boys. Good, evil, poor luck, best luck. As men, we gotta take advantage where we can.
Now, you wrote the character of the fugitive Mud for Matthew McConaughey. What impressed you most about the way Matthew McConaughey works?
Matthew came extremely prepared and ready to just jump in. We were actually on set before him. He got there through the second half of filming, and we were shooting a different scene the day that Matthew arrived, and someone whispered in my ear, Matthew's asking for a tent. He wants to go sleep on the island for a few days. And I just thought, that's perfect. He's the right guy. There are a few scenes where he's got to jump around and do things, kind of stunt-like things. He just nailed them all, and I was like, wow, it reminds you, like, this guy's a movie star.
Was that a joke on his part or your part, the scene where he has to take off his shirt?
You know, I wrote that before, I guess before that became part of his persona. Because, you know, I was looking for things to build this superstition, this belief system for him. And so, of course, at this one part in the film where he kind of falls to earth finally and he's, you know, smacked in the head with reality, he would lose the shirt because he no longer needs that protection.
My only regret with this movie is that I wasn't 14 watching it.
Well, I appreciate that. That's really nice of you.
You can call me Mud. I'm gonna try getting this boat in the water. It's my best shot. I made a list of things we're gonna need.
You boys need to watch yourself. What Mud's into is something you don't want to be involved in.